when it comes to this Russian thing, I'm afraid of speaking up against it because I don't want to come out as if I'm a Russian troll. I mean, it's like you can't say anything because if you do say it, if you don't fall in line, that means you must be one of them. But that's not the point. This Russian strategy is no different than the Southern strategy. Is I don't like it. I mean, I think it's a dangerous talking point. It's something that Trump is crazy enough to actually go to war so he can become popular. And I think it's a dangerous thing, territory that people are getting into. I don't like it. It just is the Red Scare all over again. Is like I said, it's no different than the Southern tragedy. Do I think that Russia is involved? I don't know. Do I think Russian oligarchs are involved? Absolutely. Do I think Chileans and Brazilians and Europeans oligarchs are involved? Yeah. And know why? Because of Citizens United. You can scream Russia all you want, but the ones that allowed this thing to happen is the Supreme Court with that decision. Also, let's not forget, if we're going to be yelling about the voting machines, let's get rid of it. You can't just say, well, the machines can be hacked. I think the Russians are going to hack this election, which means it's going to be legitimate. That means if there's a blue wave effect, if it happens, that means that the right is going to say, see, the Russians hacked the election, which means you're going to shoot yourselves in the foot. It doesn't make sense. It's a strategy that doesn't make sense. And I know it's just pure strategy because they think it's a winning issue, but you can make a much stronger issue is if we say it this way, that the reason why we don't have gun reform is not because of Russia, it's because of the Supreme Court. If Russians got involved in the elections, thanks to the Supreme Court. If Trump won, it's thanks to the Supreme Court and the stupid machines. Remember that Democrats got more votes than Republicans, and yet the Republicans are the ones in power. Remember in 2004, John Kerry was winning Ohio, and all of a sudden it flipped, and Bush won the election. It's very strange. These machines, I'm sorry, you don't need Russians to hack into these machines. These machines are already hackable. The Howard team showed how you can hack these machines in like less than 90 seconds. How is it that now we're making a big deal out of Russia, but we're not talking about getting rid of these voting machines? Let's go to paper ballots. It just, to me, it's like screaming. All of a sudden, okay, let's say Democrats get in charge, and then what they're gonna do? What they're gonna offer? And I mean, we're just gonna stop Trump. I mean, it's not just about stopping Trump. You got to stop everything. I mean, this tax cuts, this deregulation that he's doing, that's what needs to be stopped. But screaming Russia and having nothing else to offer, it's just, to me, it's like shooting yourselves in the foot. I don't see this as a winning strategy because at the end of the day, people are going to look at their paychecks and be like, I'm sorry, you can scream Russia all you want, but my paycheck is still not enough. So, I mean, it's not, I don't think you can blame Russia for everything, for the shootings and the elections and the money. Is, I mean, the Supreme Court, they opened this door. It just let it happen. I mean, President Obama even said it. He said it on the State of the Union, and Alito was the one that said, not true. I mean, and he was proven wrong. So unless we're willing to actually talk about this, that if Russians oligarch got involved, we need to speak up and say why. It was legalized by the Supreme Court. And I don't understand why this is being ignored. The same thing with guns. The reason why we're not doing anything about guns is because of the Supreme Court and the Citizens Unite decision. And I mean, unless we actually start screaming the same way we're screaming Russia, when you start screaming about Supreme Court, Citizens United, this is why we can get anything done, then it's just not, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change. Because what are the Democrats actually gonna offer at the end of the day? They're gonna win, and then what? And people need more than that. You actually need to give a reason for people to vote. And Screaming Russia is not one of them. And that's just my opinion. And I mean, I'm just giving advice that I don't see this as a winning issue. It's exhausting. I'm tired of turning on the TV and actually seeing this. Like, I can see that it's propaganda and it's getting exhausting. And when I hear about it, it's like, why don't you thank the Supreme Court? I mean, we need to keep talking about this so we can get through people's heads. It's not just about Russia, it's about oligarchs who are literally taking over our lives. And unless people understand this, nothing's gonna get done. Because I don't see anybody, and if that's the case, it's like Jeff Flake, that everybody's applauding him, that, oh, look, he's standing up against Trump. No, if he wanted to stand up against Trump, he would say, you know what? I support repealing Citizens United. These guys are phony. I'm not going to buy into it. I'm not going to applaud any decisions they make, because unless the guy is willing to stand on the floor of the Senate or the House and say, you know what, let's repeal Citizens United right now, they're talking crap. I don't buy into any of it. And the only ones I see are Democrats. The Republicans are not saying anything. All they say is like, they talk all the talk, but they do not walk all the walk. So I'm not gonna applaud none of them for it. None. I don't care. McCain, I don't care who the heck it is, because these guys are phony baloney. They meant what they said. They would say, you know what, let's get together with Democrats and get rid of Citizens United. But I'm just done with this. It's just, I'm sorry. I don't see much of anything unless that becomes part of the conversation as well. And it needs to. I'm sorry, but good night. That's my opinion. And I just hope you guys can understand this. Because, I mean, if we don't say it, it's never going to get fixed. All right? Good night.